Kuniyoshi Konishi was born in Tokyo in 1941, graduated from university, and joined a general trading company. In 1995, at the age of 55, Konishi founded Kubi Net Corporation, a 1,000 yen cut runner, and the following year opened first Kubi House store in Kanda. Thus, Konishi took on the challenge of working in the barbershop industry, which he had absolutely no experience. Konishi had long been dissatisfied with the barbershop industry, which led him to found Kubi Net. In the past, barbers took about 10 minutes for cutting, and other optional services took up most of the time, about 40 to 50 minutes. Konishi was frustrated that these optional services, such as massages and facial shaving, were not deducted from the price even if the customer refused. In addition, the barbershop was closed on Mondays, and many barbershops were closed if there was an emergency in the house because of the family business. He believed that the service industry should be readily available when customers want to go. Also, the barbershop industry has had problems with internal. In the barbershop industry, children rarely take over the family business, and many of them are part-time workers or take other jobs. At this time, Konishi felt that solving this consumer's dissatisfaction and the barbershop industry's dissatisfaction would be a big business. As he researched the problems in the industry, he learned that the health department was holding the industry back. It is an industry that unqualified people are not allowed to enter, and he felt that this system is a bad thing for officials. Notification for barbering had to be done by each prefecture, and the criteria for approval varied. A person in charge of one prefecture once told him, "If you don't wash hair, you're not a barber, so I can't accept it." Some prefectures accepted him, and Kubi House increased the number of stores little by little. Before starting his business, Konishi identified all the harassment he would receive from the industry and incorporated it into his store design. What if all of them bring 10,000 yen bills to harass people in the industry first this? What if they all went into the bathroom and soiled themselves? What if everyone deliberately took people's umbrellas and left with them? He came up with this kind of store design by enumerating all the problems he could think of. Konishi responded to the harassment mentioned above by not installing toilets and umbrella stands in his stores, and by installing ticket vending machines, so that customers could purchase tickets on a self-service basis. Still, it did not eliminate all harassment. About the first week after opened, he received complaints that I had a boil on my head after going to a nerd store. Signs were torn down and paint was sprayed in front of the store. There was also pressure from the temporary employment agency and obstruction to attend the barber college. However, Konishi saw this desperate resistance from the industry as an opportunity and responded without giving up. In this way, the pressure from the industry was tremendous, but on the contrary, the innovative stores and services were gradually accepted by consumers. Rumors soon spread, and the media picked up the unusual price of 1,000 yen for 10 minutes. Taking advantage of the mass media's public awareness, Kubi House opened stores at an accelerated pace, and harassment by the industry and government gradually disappeared. One of Konishi's special talents is the idea of thorough cost-cutting. Konishi did not place umbrella stands in the store, did not make the chairs deep enough to bury things in, and asked customers to put their belongings in the shelves and take them out themselves. The system eliminates the interruption of employee work due to forgotten umbrellas and wallets. Konishi believes that if an employee wastes 10 minutes dealing with forgotten items, it is the same as giving a customer a free haircut. So he created a system that prevents employees from wasting time and money on unnecessary tasks. Konishi developed services that thoroughly address consumer needs. Konishi has created a system that displays 3 color levels of the crowds in the store outside the store to let people know how long they will have to wait before entering the store. Kuniyoshi House opened a store in a station that had never existed before, contributing to the convenience of businessmen. Konishi introduced a unique system in personal affairs as well. Kuniyoshi House has shortened the retirement age to 3 years, and if it continues for more than 3 years, it will become the owner of the store. The reason is that the skill does not improve after 3 years, and some people are independent and set up stores elsewhere. Konishi decided that if they were going to do the same kind of business in the same industry anyway, it was better to be the owner. The younger ones became owners at the age of 27 or 28. Their monthly income at the time was about 3 to 4 times that of a regular barber. Despite such a cheap rate, Konishi says the price of 1,000 yen for 10 minutes is high. He said that the cutting fee at conventional stores is 4,000 yen per hour, and Kuniyoshi House charges 1,000 yen for 10 minutes, which means 6,000 yen per hour, which is a higher rate than conventional barbershops. Konishi says it is important to start a business in an area where people are in need, and that you should choose an area where consumers understand your business. Most of the barber industry has been a family business until now, and it was an industry that could not survive without government assistance. Konishi says that opportunities are still lying in the industry that can manage to get by with government subsidies like this. Konishi also expanded overseas, opening stores in Singapore and Hong Kong with great success. In Singapore and Hong Kong, there are no qualifications to start a barber business, and anyone can enter the industry, unlike in Japan. However, when something goes wrong, the penalties for management are quite heavy. In the case of Japan, it is quite difficult to enter the market, but once you do, the structure allows you to continue doing some business without effort. It wasn't an industry structure that really looked at the consumer and did business. Konishi has always said that he will quit Kuniyoshi House in 10 years. As promised, in 2006, when Konishi was 65, he sold Kuniyoshi House to Oryx, tackling new business challenges late in life, like Konishi, and the way of life of building a fortune in 10 years. And living the rest of one's life can be a role model in today's aging society.